Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to continue with chapter 3, subtraction within 10,000, and we're going to be solving real-world subtraction problems. Our learning objectives for today is I can use bar models to solve up to two-step real-world problems involving subtraction, and I can check the answers by applying the reverse operation of subtraction, which is going to be addition. So let's recall what we were doing yesterday. We were talking about that Bakery A made some sandwiches for a school fair. So we know that Bakery A made some sandwiches, and then that's going to be like, we're going to represent that with this bar. So this is what Bakery A made. We don't know yet how many they did. We know only that they made some sandwiches. Then if we keep reading, we're going to notice the second sentence that says Bakery B made fewer sandwiches than Bakery A. We don't know how many yet, but we have this keyword that means fewer. So when you see the word fewer, remember, when we see the word fewer, it's referring us a little bit to do some subtraction when we have that word. So now I know that Bakery B made fewer sandwiches than Bakery A. Now if they do fewer, that means they have less. So this is going to be the number of sandwiches made by Bakery B. Now we know that when we look at this, that we have one, possibly this is going to be the whole because it's the longest bar, and possibly this could be the part, depends on the question though. So let's look at the first question. How many sandwiches did Bakery B make? So this time they want to know how many sandwiches made Bakery B. That means we don't know this part. So we don't know it. And I know it's a part because it's smaller than the other bar. So I'm sure this is going to be a part, but so far I don't know how many they have. So they want to know that. So now let's add some numbers to see if we can figure out what to do. Yesterday we read that the Bakery A made 1,840 sandwiches. So now I can label my bar here and I can finish it. The Bakery A made 1,840 sandwiches. I'm going to put S for sandwiches. And then I can label this bar because now we know how many Bakery A made. So Bakery A made 1,840 sandwiches. And then now we don't know how many they did. Let me keep on reading again. Bakery B made 1,050 fewer sandwiches than Bakery B. Now watch out. This is not telling me how many they did. The question is how many sandwiches did Bakery B make? I don't know. But I know something. This is not the amount of sandwiches they did. This is how many less they did than the other bakery. So that means that we have to find out actually this part here. So that means that this one somehow made the same here, both made the same here, right? But this is the less they did. So if you notice, this chunk here is what they have less. And they tell us that chunk is, this part is 1,050 fewer sandwiches than the other one. Now, to solve this problem then, let's think what we're looking for. We have one whole, so this is going to be my whole because it's the greatest bar. And I have a part. Now let's remember what we said, that every time we're looking for a part, which is this part, I have this part already, I have the whole. So because I'm looking for the part, I need to subtract the numbers I have. So let's subtract those numbers and let's use this and let's place the numbers where they belong. So when I'm doing a subtraction, I'm going to remember that the greatest number goes in the upper part of my subtraction. So 1,840 is the greatest number. So this one goes here, 1,840. And then we know that we have to subtract the least number, which is 1,000 minus 1,050. Now, let's remember how we did it yesterday. And then we said 0 minus 0 is 0. I can subtract that. But then we said that 4 minus 5, I cannot subtract from that. So I need to regroup. I have 800. If I take one away, we said it's 7. And then this one is going to become 14. Now 14 minus 5 is going to be 9. And we said 7 minus 0 is going to be 7, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So we discovered now the part that it's missing. The part that it's missing is 790. Now we have the answer for the first question. The first question is, how many sandwiches did Bakery B make? And now we know that it's 790. Now before doing that, let's prove that our answer is right. Now at this moment, as we said before, we're going to cover the first number, and then we're going to add these two parts. Remember, this is the whole, this is the whole, this is the part, and this is the part. So when we add the parts, we need to have the same whole. So let me do it fast here. 1050 plus 790. Now let's add it. 0 and 0 is 0. 5 tens plus 9 tens, that's 14 tens. I remove 1. 1 and 7 is 8 hundredths, and then 1. Now if you notice, 1,840 is the same as 1,840. That tells me that my answer is right. So now at this moment, I can write that the answer for the first problem is 790. And then as you did yesterday, we just are going to write the answer in here. So if the question says, how many sandwiches did Bakery B make? So we can answer, I take away the how many and the did, and we have blank sandwiches, Bakery B made blank sandwiches. So I'm going to write that answer now. Bakery B made 790 sandwiches. Now let's go and prepare for the second part of our problem. Now let's look at the second part of the problem. The second part of the problem says that Bakery B, which is this one, 790, sold some sandwiches at the school fair. Now this word is going to help me because sold means that they are going to be giving away some. So they are going to have less because they are selling them. They are going to have fewer, or they are going to take away some of the sandwiches for the school fair. So that's telling me again that I may need to subtract again. Now let's look at the bar model. If this is what Bakery B sold, I'm going to take it out because we're going to focus on this part, which is Bakery B. Let me just put that here and then label it Bakery B. And I know now that Bakery B has the same as we put on the top, which is 790 sandwiches. And now let's see the number. Now we are using the numbers later so we can think on the words and we don't get confused or tricked. Now we know that the Bakery B sold 475. So if they have 790 and they sell 475, this is going to represent those sandwiches. And then we know that they're going to sell 475 sandwiches. Now I'm going to think differently because now this bar, the longest bar, now it's not going to be the part. This bar now becomes the whole. So 790 is going to become the whole. And this little yellow part is going to represent a part. So now they're telling us that they sold these 475 sandwiches. And then the question says, how many sandwiches did Bakery B have left? So the sandwiches that are left are going to be this part here. And this is the part that now we don't know. And if we don't know it, we need to find it. We don't know how many they have. And we have the same model. Now we're looking We have the whole, we have the part, and we're missing a part. And remember again, when we're looking for the part, we have to do subtraction. So we need to make a new subtraction this time. So I forgot to put the data here, but now Bakery B has this, and they're going to sell. Bakery B sold 475 sandwiches. So my question is, I don't know, Bakery B has how many left? We don't know. And remember, now this is the whole, this is the part, the whole, this is the whole now, and we're looking for this part. So we're subtracting again. So let's do the subtraction. And remember again, the greatest number always goes on the top. Now the greatest number in this case is going to be 790. And then I'm going to subtract the least number, which is 475. 475. And then I'm going to subtract. Now let's do this one in using our manipulatives. Now remember, Bakery B made 790 sandwiches. And out of those, they're going to sell 475. Now we're going to start. Remember, we always start in the ones. If you notice, we have no ones, but we need to take 5 ones away. So because we cannot, we're going to regroup 110. We're going to break it into ones. Now, when we do that, we don't have 9 tenths anymore. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8. So we substitute the 9 for the 8, and then we have 10 ones. Now we're going to take 5 from 10, and when we do that, we're going to have only 5 left. Now let's see the tens. We have 8 tenths, and this time we can take 7 tenths away without regrouping. So we don't need to regroup. We only take the 7 away because we have more than we're going to take away, and only 1 tenth is left. And finally, we have 7 hundredths. And yes, we can take 4 away from those because 7 is more than 4. So let's subtract those. And now the answer is going to be 315. Now let's do it without the manipulatives to see how we can make this work and make it exactly the same, but without the manipulatives. Now the same, I have 0 ones, I cannot take 5, so I'm going to regroup. I have 9 tenths. If I give 1 tenth to the ones, I'm going to have only 8. And this is going to become not a 0, but 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. Then I have 8 tenths minus 7 tenths is going to be 1. And finally, 7 hundredths minus 4 hundredths is going to be 3. Now remember, to prove the answer, I'm going to add, remember, this is the whole, this is the part, and this is the part. I'm going to add the 2 parts to see if I can get the whole. And this is how we check that our subtraction is right. So I'm going to put 475 plus 315. And now I'm going to add them again. 5 ones plus 5 ones, that makes 10 ones. We regroup 110. Then we have 110 plus 7 tenths, that's 8 tenths, plus 1 more is 9 tenths. And finally, 400 plus 300 makes 700. If you notice, this number, 790, is the same. Now remember, again, this is the part, this is the part, and this is the whole. So the whole should be the same, and that means my answer is correct. So I just check my answer, and now I can answer my second question. If my question says, how many sandwiches did Bakery B have left? So I take away the how, the many, and the did, and I use the words that are left to create a sentence. So I start always with the subject, Bakery B. So I'm going to write that, Bakery B. Let me take this away. Bakery B has blank sandwiches left. Now, after we did our subtraction, now we know how many are left. And we know that this part is 315. So the missing part was 315 left, and then I can answer that 315 left, and then 315 sandwiches left. So this is how you work a two-step problem. You have to go sentence by sentence, keep drawing your bars so you understand better, and always prove your answer. Always look for your keywords and always show your best.